This happened a few years ago at my parents' house, in a small town in Wayne County. Anyone that knows the area, knows some parts are very rural. Well, my parents live right in town, not far from the center of it, but in a weird spot. The town only has maybe 500 people in the town limits, and it's surrounded by farmland and forests. They live right near the railroad tracks and canal, and their backyard is pitch black at night because the street lights don't reach back there. The yard backs up to a walking trail and woods. It's actually pretty creepy back there after dark, even though it's 2 blocks from downtown. The night this story takes place, it was extremely dark. I think it was a new moon or a moonless night, and it was overcast to boot. Late summer or early fall, so it was pretty dry, no mud to capture any footprints. My parents, brother and I were talking in the living room at the front of the house, the part of the house facing town and light. The house is kind of long and skinny, maybe 30 or 40 feet wide, but probably 120 to 150 plus feet long. As we're talking, the family dog stood up, looked around and started to growl really low. He was a yellow lab, about 90 pounds, half deaf and blind from diabetes. Overall, he was a really chill dog. He'd never bark at other dogs and very rarely bark at people. That's what made this so odd. His cackles went up and he started barking towards the back of the house. There are at least 2 closed doors before you even get to the room where the back door is. The dog is now like full-on berserk, barking at the closed door in the hallway. We opened it and followed him to see why he was going nuts. We get to the door to the back room and are now worried someone had broken in, but when we opened it, Marley shot straight to the back door. Jumping and barking and snarling. Making sounds I've never heard this big baby of a dog make. I opened the back door and he tried to bolt out. He was going to attack whoever or whatever was out there. Me and my parents step out on the back porch and close Marley inside. He still sounds almost fucking rabid. We wait a second for our eyes to adjust, because the backyard is pitch black. We see a silhouette maybe 40 or 50 feet away, standing at the edge of the yard right near the railroad tracks access road. Now, to say this thing was big is an understatement. It was way over 6 feet tall, probably closer to 7.5, 8, and extremely broad. I'd think it was a potential burglar that we caught sneaking up to the house if it wasn't so fucking massive. My parents to this day swear it was a black bear. Officially, according to the deck, black bears don't live anywhere near this area and haven't for a long time. Also, the size of it would have been a record-sized bear. Also, the reaction of my dog going nuts doesn't seem like what a bear would do. After we had put Marley inside, it just stood there, upright, for about 2 minutes before we decided it was best to go inside as the hairs on the back of our necks were standing up. The reason it freaked me out was even at the distance it was at, you could hear it breath. Deep, raspy breaths. It sounded like it was breathing right next to my ear. They were slow and steady, not like someone who was out of breath. It wasn't like they were trying to make their breath sound loud, it just was. I immediately went to find a flashlight, but when I got back outside, whatever it was gone. No tracks, no fur, just a huge silhouette that was too big to be a person, but acted unlike any wild animal I've ever encountered. My mom, she's from New Jersey, and she used to go camping with my grandparents a lot of weekends in the Pine Barrens. If you don't know anything about American or specifically NJ lure, the Pines are notorious for creepy stuff, including the Jersey Devil. Nobody in my family ever encountered anything weird though until this night when she was 13. The trip went normally, but as they were packing that night to go home, my mom started feeling creeped out, like something was wrong. Nothing out of the ordinary happened until they turned out of the campground onto the highway. The road was a long highway surrounded by thick woods on either side for miles and miles. The car's powered flickered, and then the radio station turned to white noise and something huge flew so close to the roof of the car that it completely blocked out the light from the moon. The wingspan was so wide that it covered the width of the road, and the flaps were so powerful that even with the windows up it was distinctly audible, and the wind from them shook the car. They debated for a while over what it was, but my mom still thinks it was the Jersey Devil. Whatever it was had a wingspan much larger than any bird native to the US or even still alive anywhere in the world, maybe. And it flew so fast that as soon as it had happened, there was absolutely no sign of anything in the sky. Not even the sound of its wings, which were extremely loud. My mom's not one for tall tales. This is honestly the only controversial story she's even told that I can recall. So it's pretty realistic to me, at least.